Okay, so hi everyone, and you're welcome to the Money Makeover coaching call. Like I said, this is basically to provide clarity and to answer questions on how the coaching call is going to work, on how the makeover program is going to work. So for those that are in the body makeover, we already discussed what we do. So that has been shared in the yesterday's call. Today is to focus on the money makeover. Because like I said, 2025 is for body and money. So if you have goals around your body or goals around money, then this makeover is for you. So for the money makeover, like I said, we are focusing on helping you to earn more, then helping you manage your money, and then invest. Because I noticed that a lot of us are so focused on, okay, I want to save or I want to invest and all that, but it becomes hard. It's harder to invest when you don't have enough money. Okay, no matter how we preach about it, that, oh, you can manage and you can invest as small as possible, but it always makes more sense if you have more. So the more money you have, the more you're going to enjoy the investing. All right. I did a content, I'm going to share a video very soon, maybe tomorrow, that if someone's income, if you're in your late, maybe middle to late 30s and above, and you're earning less than 100,000, you're not earning six figures in a year, your priority should be, how do I earn more? And as you are earning more, it would give you the freedom to be able to say, okay, I want to now invest, or I want to save, or I want to, do project or whatever. So that's why we actually set up this, so that we can balance everything out. So I'm going to share just the summary, and then we can take questions. And I think I gave a bit of a clarity on what we are expecting. Give me one moment. On what we are expected to do in the, okay, yes, I got it here. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be a transformational journey. And that is if you want it to be transformational. If you want it to be transformational for you, it will be transformational, okay? And the whole idea is for your bank account to experience a major makeover. So we are, as ladies, we are used to just physical makeover, all right, the makeup or the fashion and all that. But I think it's high time for your bank account to actually experience a makeover. So that's actually why we set this up. And if you follow the process, everything that we're going to align, it is highly practical. So there are things that you're going to do to be able to get that makeover. So once you follow that process, testimonies will abound by December, trust me. So week one is going to be a week by week. So each week I would share, we'll have a call like this. Unfortunately, I don't know how weekends would be. I would have wanted it to be done on weekends, but I don't know what my timing looks like. I don't want to be talking to people and children are shouting in the background. So that's why weekdays are working better for me right now. But this is how it's going to flow. So we're going to have the content, the training, and then we're going to give tasks. So you will have tasks that, things you have to do that week till we get to the next week. Okay. So week one, we're going to teach on clarity and awareness. So this whole week, we're going to focus on clarity and awareness, meaning you need to know what it is that you want. Like, what do you want? And I will show you the different areas that you have to set those intentions. So clarity and awareness, we're going to talk about money habits, and we'll start practicing those money habits. We're going to identify our rich life. That's why I say we need to make more money, because when you make more money, having a rich life will make more sense to you. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about payday routine. So we're going to share with you, what you should do every time you get paid. It has to be a routine. It has to be a ritual that once I get paid, this is what I do. So we're going to share that. We're going to share business ideas. Yes, there are business ideas that can earn you extra $3,000 a month. It is true if you believe it and if you're ready to take the action. All right. So do not subject yourself to Yeah, for sure. So do not subject yourself to the current reality that you have. Because one thing we're going to focus on here is going to be your mindset. Because if your mindset is not in the right place, trust me, all this money will just be flying around and you'll be seeing people making all the money and you won't make it, right? So there are business ideas that you can do on the side to earn good income for yourself. So we're going to do some book reviews. These are common books that have helped me. And one thing I love about book review is you get to pick the brain of other people. When you read a book alone, you're only reading that book and understanding that book based on your own level of maturity. So that's why two people can read the same book, and this book will make this person $1 million, and this other person will not even get anything. So that's why I love book reviews. So those that have worked with me, I don't joke with book reviews. So these are my top books that have helped me financially. And I would want us to look at them. So the 7 spiritual laws of success, the 10 commandments of money, which is actually my book. I'm publishing it this month, actually. And then the rules of wealth and the richest man in Babylon. But I always call mine the richest woman in Babylon. So these are book reviews that we're going to have. And then, of course, the graduation. So like I said, it's going to be weekly. We're going to have a call every week. And we review the last week and we set intention for the next week. And this is going to happen in the next 10 weeks. Okay. Now, there are income generation opportunities that we're making available to those that are interested. So you can either try the route of becoming an advisor if you want, because that's a very lucrative and very beneficial career to have, even as a side income or a side hustle, trust me, because it saves a lot on taxes, number one, amongst so many others. Then we're going to also introduce a network marketing on automation for those that want to earn through network marketing, but they don't want to do it the regular way. They want to do it through automation, through marketing, then that would benefit you as well. So we have digital marketing affiliates. That's an opportunity that these are all side hustle. It's something that doesn't affect your job, doesn't affect your main gig. It's something you can do on the side because the goal is to hit 6 figures in 2025. So whatever you are earning, if you are earning 50K, then your goal is to earn 50K from this side hustle. If you're earning 60, it should be 40K minimum. If you're earning 80, it should be 20K minimum. So the whole idea is let's earn 6 figures in 2025, and it is possible. And you can do it without doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs. That's the whole idea, okay? Then I put this daily theme because it's something that I kind of try to work by. I don't look at my goals in terms of month, quarter, or year, which is the typical people do. At the beginning of the month, I set goals, and then I like to do it every 7 days because that's what I have learned from the power of, Sabbath. Every 7 days you should review, because if you don't, you realize that time just goes and you most of the time already forget, and you're not able to measure that, okay, what have I done in the last 7 days and what can I do better the next 7 days? So that's why for Money Makeover, we're doing the weekly calls. It's not going to be monthly, it's weekly. Okay. So while we are going to have that theme where on the first day, we're just using Monday, for example, yours can be any day, but on Monday, we're clarifying our goals. What's your goal for the week? Tuesday, we practice detachment. So all these, I'll be sharing more information in the group. Wednesday is a challenge. Say no to complaints, say no to arguments, say no to judgments. Because most times these things are mindset blocks. Some of the things we are saying with our mouth, some of the activities we're engaging in is what is blocking us from making money. It's not because we can't get a job or we can't do certain things. Most of the time is what we are saying. So I always put a challenge out and I say, okay, we can't 100% be positive every single day because we are humans, we're not perfect, but you can actually say one day of the week, I'll be positive. One day of the week, I wouldn't complain, I wouldn't gossip, I wouldn't argue with anybody, I wouldn't judge anybody. So that's why we have one day for that. So I'm going to be reminding us, okay? On Thursdays is abstinence. Now I put abstinence. For me, I like to use it as fasting. So I like to fast once a week. because to me, it's not just for health reasons or weight loss reasons, it's also to kind of like detox myself, so that I can attract something new and something fresh. So your own abstinence could be anything. It could be food, it could be social media. I do that sometimes as well, where I just abstain from social media. So it could be social media, it could be whatever it is that you find that you are too attached to. Pick a day and let go of that thing for that day. So whatever it is for you, you can choose and decide. Then we have Friday for giving. This is the day to give. And this is how I explain giving. I don't know if you've been in my sessions before, you would have heard me say that your seed is somebody's harvest. Okay? Your seed is somebody's harvest. So you need to look for whose harvest is your seed and give. Meaning you need to give somebody who cannot give you back. And when we talk about giving, it doesn't have to be money. But we use money because a lot of people need money. So the seed of money is money, if you get what I mean. So whatever it is you're looking for, if it's love you're looking for, give love. If it's relationship you're looking for, give in a relationship. If it's time you're looking for, give time. Maybe you're looking for time, quality time from this person. Find who you can give quality time to. To me, that's what sowing is. So giving and receiving is a key law, is a law of success. So I don't joke with it. I always mention it. Now, having said that, this is really what the whole 10 weeks, 9 to 10 weeks is going to look like in this chat room. So if you are interested in that, then let's get started, okay? And I shared an eligibility, and the reason I'm sharing this is there has to be a common goal somehow, right? And that's why I put this eligibility. So it is free for people to take advantage, but if you are also leveraging any of the income generation opportunities that we have, that way we have a common goal that we're all working towards, right? But if you want to check in and check out, checking and check, okay, I just want to try it for 1 month and see what happens, then it's paid. And something I always share is the first month is always free, okay? So the first month is a trial month. You can try it out and see if this is something that will help you achieve your goals. If it doesn't help you achieve your goals, it's totally fine to say, oh, no, I wouldn't continue. So after this first month, you look at what you've achieved so far, you look at what we've done so far. If it works for you, then you can stay on by either taking advantage of any of those income opportunities or by doing the monthly. So monthly just being you pay and you stay. If you don't pay, you don't stay. And that's it in summary. Okay. So this is it for this makeover program. And we are starting with the clarity and awareness. So I am going to be dropping some like tasks, the things that we're going to be doing when it comes to clarity. But this is my pretty straightforward way to become self-aware of where we are right now, okay? And the way I look at it is we need to know where we are coming from. We need to review. We need to do a review, okay? So you review the past with the present and your expectation. I'll give an example, 3 areas that we're going to use for the purpose of this makeover program. So let's look at, sorry, let me admit someone. So let's look at the first one, which is I call it your balance sheet, okay? Some people call it net worth. Some people call it net worth, but I call it balance sheet. So that's the first thing we're going to note. We need to know what your net worth is. We need to know what your balance sheet is, okay? I'm not saying you give me the number, but it's an exercise that you have to do. Now, how do you do it? You need to put a list of every single thing that you own. Please note it down. If you're not writing, write now. We need to appoint a secretary for our class that is going to be summarizing for us. So the first thing is you need to note down every single thing that you own. Like, this is my own. If it's computer, if it's phone, if it's your house, like, yeah, your home, the value of your home right now, if you own the home, you need to put a figure to it, the current value. of every single thing that you own. Don't, as long as it has a value, it could be jewelry, it could be whatever, but you have to do that exercise. You need to list everything that you own, then you will list everything that you owe. So that's, I don't want to say asset and liability because some people may not figure it out that way. So that's why I like to say things you own and things you owe. So if you're owing the bank, your credit card, the one that you haven't paid, not the one that is still within the 28 days or 30 days, the one that is outstanding that you are owing, that they say you are owing. If it's line of credit that you are owing, if it's mortgage, the balance on the mortgage. So your home, for example, might be worth 600,000 right now, but the balance on your mortgage is, let's say, 400,000. So you can see that you can know what the net worth is, right? So you need to put that thing down on paper, because if you don't know where you are, it's difficult for you to get to where you want to go to. Okay, if you look at a Google map, what do you see when you want to go somewhere in a Google map? It will first ask you, where are you right now? Through or through. If you are going anywhere, you can't just type where you are going. It needs to locate where you are right now before you can put where you want to go. And then it tells you the distance. That's how you would know. So this balance sheet that I just talked about, you need to do it. So once you do it, you come into the chat and you confirm, I have done it. If you are courageous enough to share the number, you can share, but that's not important. It's for you to know. So put a list of every single thing that you own that is yours and every single thing that you owe, meaning you have to pay back, and you deduct it. So if the asset, the things that are your own, if it is more than the things that you owe, then that's a positive net worth. Okay, that means you still have change. If you remove the things that you owe from the things you own, there is still some money left there. So that's a positive net worth. Negative net worth means that the money you are owing, everything that you are owing, is more than the things that you have. So that's a negative net worth. So that is the first clarity that you need to have. You need to be clear that where am I? Now, when you do that, that is what can help you set a goal. Okay? Then you can now set a goal that, okay, let's say you did the calculation and your net worth is, let's say, $10,000, for example. You can now decide, okay, I want to set a goal. So my new goal could be, I want to have a net worth of $50,000. Once you do that, it's easy for you to look at the asset and liability and say, okay, I can either reduce all this or increase this part, and then I'll be able to get the 50. But if you don't do that analysis of where you are right now, it's difficult for you to set goals and identify how you're going to achieve that goal. A lot of people don't do it, especially people who are not business owners. We don't do a personal balance sheet statement. We don't have it. We think it's only business owners that should check their balance sheet, asset and liability. But you as an individual, as long as you're an adult, you need to have that number at the back of your mind. You need to set that, have that statement. In fact, every month if possible. Okay, because it helps you to achieve goals. Then the second statement that we're going to have is our income. Well, I can call it income and expense statement, or I can call it cash flow statement. So depending on what you do, if you are just a one income, one source of income person, like you just have one source of income, then you just focus on cash flow statement. But if you're someone that has different sources of income, right, then you need to have an income statement to know where all your income is coming from and where your expenses are going. Okay, so that's the second statement that we need to have. We need to have that income and expenses statement. If I ask you now in January, because we are in February, so January just ended, can you categorically say, this is how much came into my account and this is how much left my account? Who is courageous enough to say, I am very confident I can tell you this is the number that came into my account and this is the number that left my account. And did you end with a positive or a negative? Come and expose yourself now.
As long as I know it's negative.
Oh, you know it's negative, but do you know the one that came in and the one that left? So that's the thing about income and expense statements. Because we don't track it and because we don't measure it, we just conclude that things are bad. That is likely that that's what we say because we're not tracking. And that's why I always say your money and your body, they are very similar. To be honest, that's why I got the idea of doing weight loss and helping people with their money because it's very similar. If you don't track it, if you don't track what you're eating, you don't track your exercise, you're not accountable, you'll just give up and feel like there's nothing I can do. I'm big. That's usually what people say. But if you start tracking it, you realize it's easy to lose that excess weight. The same with your money. If you don't track your money, it will be catching you unawares. You will just be like, I did not know. Do you understand? But if you had done this for December to say, okay, this is my income, this is my expenses, this is what came in, this is what left, right? Then it's easy for you to plan for January. And when you do January on, it's easy for you to plan for February. And that is how that works, okay? So income and expense statement, you need to have it noted down. The reason I tell people to do this one is so that you can identify what is your disposable income. Because a lot of people say, I don't have money. But if I sit down with them and identify, okay, what is your income? And you list your income. And then what is your expense? When I say expense, I'm talking about your fixed expense, the one that is fixed. And that is basically your rent or mortgage, if that's what you're paying. Then we're looking at transportation. That one is a little bit fixed, is not very likely to be flexible, but you can still try to make it flexible. Then we are talking about maybe utilities, anything that is fixed. Grocery, based on experience, I've sat down with people and they add grocery as their fixed expense. It is not. It is not a fixed expense. But if you don't do this activity, you wouldn't know that that's not a fixed expense. All right. So a lot of people end up buying more. In fact, I was saying that I know people have this idea, oh, let me buy in bulk. Let me buy in bulk to save money. But it's not everybody that should buy in bulk. And that's a topic for another day. Most times buying in bulk is messing with your budget, even though you think you're saving money. But it's messing with your budget because they don't pay you salary in bulk. They don't pay you salary in bulk. So why are you buying in bulk? You have to work with how your money comes in. That's how you should work. Not work with money that is coming in future. Using like 2 or 3 months salary to buy something now. What if something happens to the job? So that's the whole idea of doing that income statement. You write your income, then you list your fixed expenses. So fixed expenses are those that cannot be changed for any reason. Once you list it and you deduct it from the income, it gives you your disposable income. It should give you, except if it's negative. If it's negative, then please, let's just look for the one that you do now to start making extra money today. Okay, but it should actually give you some kind of a positive balance. Then you will use that positive balance to apply to all these other ones that are not fixed, that are variable. Okay, so that's the second statement that you should have, which is the income and expense statement. The third statement, which people don't also have, the third statement, which a lot of people don't have, is the cash flow statement. Cash flow. So I learned this and I want to try it this year actually, because I don't know if you can relate, if this has happened to you. You set budget, you're like, oh, I'm going to set, this is my income, this is my expense, this is what I'm going to buy, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the month, you're still seeing that this thing is not balancing. It's not balancing at all. That's because you weren't tracking the cash in, cash out. Don't just track income and expense. Track cash in, cash out. If you track it, then you will know when you are making those purchases you shouldn't make. Don't just focus on you've written a budget, you've written this. Track your cash. You can do it weekly. You can even do it daily. If I help you do that tracking, you can save $200 to $500 in a month. To be honest, you can save as long as you're earning an income. If you don't have any form of income at all, maybe you don't need this activity that I'm talking about. But if you're earning some kind of income, you can save money with tracking. So those are the three activities. You do the balance sheets, you do the income and expense, then you do your cash flow. So cash flow could be last day, maybe some of your ritual, put it as a routine, maybe evening routine. Just check what came in, what went out. It helps you plan for the next day. What came in, what went out. And you use that to keep planning to make sure that you are sticking to what you've already written on the income and expense statements. Okay, so after doing the balance sheet, you set goal under the balance sheet. Okay, my balance sheet is negative. I want it to be positive. Now, even if you want it to be positive, you want it to be positive by what? By how much? Now, your income and expense. This is my disposable income is just $500. I want my disposable income to be $1,000, for example. That's a goal you have to set. Because when you set that goal, it will take your eye back again to the income and the expense. There are two things you can do to increase the disposable income. You can either cut down on the expense, which we've already identified that it will be hard to cut, okay? But it is still possible to cut it if you track. But that's one option. You can cut down on the expense or you can increase the income. So increasing the income, it's easier to get started on. Why? Because cutting down the expense will not just cut expense, but it will cut your joy. I always tell people that we did not come to this country just to suffer, just to be paying rent. Like doesn't mean I cannot even buy coffee again. You know how some people are like, don't drink coffee, don't buy everything you're spending on this. You could have used it to create wealth. But me, I'm always of that opinion, and that's why I love that rich life. When we talk about the rich life, you quite understand what I mean. We didn't come here just to be paying bills, So there is just so much that you can cut in your expense. So the easiest one would be to increase the income. Okay. Now, that's how you set your goal. You can now set, okay, this is my income, $3,000, but I want my income to be $5,000 a month. And then you start looking at ways to grow your income to $5,000. So when we share business ideas, we will talk about all those ones because I have like 10 business ideas that we can share. Something you can get started and start growing your income if you are really serious. Okay, so you can then set a goal. Don't just set a goal, I want to earn 1 million without doing your numbers, because you need to first look at where you are right now. So you can then set a goal. Okay, I want my income to go from 3,000 a month to 5,000 a month, and I want my expense. You can even decide to, if you feel like it can still come down. So I want my expense to be, maybe it was 3,000 before, now you want it to be 2,500. It's easier to set goals like that when you are looking at the numbers, okay? So then we move to cash flow. Cash flow is now where you are tracking, especially the cash that is going out. Most people that need cash flow are those that have you have money coming from different angles, actually. So you can track the cash inflow. But even if you don't, you still need to track the cash outflow. You need to tell yourself, see, it's not everything I must buy. I have a book, I shared it in the last meeting. I write my things that I want, I just come and I write it first. I'm like, let me spend it energetically first. I don't need to spend cash, because why do we even buy things? We buy it to feel good. So me, I come and I write it in my cart, and I'm like, Father Lord, you can see, I want this, I want this, I want it. You know how children can be, so I want this, I write it. I don't have to, I must not buy. There's this microphone that I've been wanting to get. Jackie, don't laugh. So there is this microphone that I've wanted to get for my content, and it is how much is it again? I'm like 190 something. I said, this is not my budget, but I want it. Yeah, but I want it. But guess what? I went to put it in my cart now. I have put it there. I've even put Apple Watch there. I not go and buy the. I said I'm not buying. I have watch, I'm using. But because I want it, I'll still put it there. I want it. So that is what motivates me to go make more money, because I need extra income to be able to, apportion it. But I can't just say, oh no, I'm not gonna have all those things. It's just vanity upon vanity. No, I'm just gonna focus on my bills. No, we are on this earth to have fun and enjoy ourselves. We just need to plan better. So that's where that cash flow comes in. Try not to be an impulse buyer. Like, don't just spend for the joy of spending, because the whole idea is for you to feel good, right? So find other ways to feel good. That's what I do. If I want to feel good, you can either eat. Some people eat to feel good. Remember, they call it emotional eating. Some people shop to feel good. So your job is to tell yourself, you know what? I would find other ways to feel good. I will still achieve that end product, which is to feel good. It doesn't have to be by eating food, except if it's food that you know that, okay, this one, I need it in my body, right? So you find ways to get that feeling. It could be through exercise. For me, it's through exercise, it's through music, it's through playing with my children when they're in good mood, not when they are crying. So that gives me the feeling good nature, and it doesn't cost money. So I do those things to still get that feeling. So that's where that cash flow tracking, you need to make sure that you're not just spending for the joy of spending. And that works when you check your cash flow. If you know that I'm going to check at the end of the day, now things I bought, these things I did not buy, you will not just go and shop that thing on Amazon. So that is really what we are focusing on this week, which is clarity and awareness. You need to get clear on where you are. You need to be self-aware on where you are, and then you need to decide where you want to go. So I've listed it: balance sheet goals, I've listed income goal, I've listed expense goal, and then I've listed your cash flow tracking. Cash flow is just tracking to make sure you're not spending. We're going to have a no buy week. Like, we're not buying anything that week. No matter what, we're not buying. So these are things we're going to do no matter what you see. You're not going to buy, because most of your bills are automated. That's why we say list those ones that are automated, that you cannot touch it. So anything extra, we're not buying. If we want to buy it, we need to go make money to buy it. That's what will motivate you to make money. But if you keep using credit card and just buying because there's credit card balance, you're just putting yourself in trouble, right? You're just putting yourself you're digging more hole. So you go to that no buy challenge that, see, I'm not buying this thing because it's not on my list. If I want to buy it, then I need to go make money. The same thing I shared in the body makeover, that you have to eat a limited amount. Let's say you're just supposed to eat 500 calories, and then you eat the 500 calories based on your BMI. If you need to eat more, if you want to eat more of that calorie, then be prepared to burn that excess. That's why it's so relatable. Money and body is so relatable how it works. So I noticed that's why I finally learned how to maintain a weight and keep losing it. Why? Because I can eat if I want to eat, as long as I'm ready to burn it. If I'm not ready to burn 500 calories, I'm not going to eat an extra 500 calories. So the same with your food. Go and make that extra money so you can buy the extra things that you need. So I hope that is clear. If we have questions, our calls are usually for 1 hour. I've done about 44 minutes. Then I can take questions and we get started on the group. Any questions or comments, you can type in the comment or you can unmute yourself and ask. Jackie, you said you had questions from when we spoke yesterday. Do you still want to ask the question? I'm waiting. I hope you're here. Or is it one-on-one? If it's one-on-one, let me know, then we can meet.
Hey, wait, where's your friend from? Oh, good evening.
Yes.
I've been having questions about there's something I saw about, is it digital marketing?
Yes.
Maybe I had you. It's my first time to attend. So
Okay.
I don't know what you guys discussed last week about that business or any other business. So have you shared something or you plan to do it in the future? I don't know.
Yes, I would share it when we're talking about business ideas. We're going to bring it up. But if you want us to have a one-on-one, we'll have a one-on-one and then I can explain those businesses.
Oh.
But we have it scheduled on week, what week are we? What week did we schedule it? Let me see. Yeah, week 5. We have it scheduled for week 5, but I will talk with you. I think I got your email. I got it late, so I'll message you, and then we can explain. I can explain the digital marketing to you. But on week 5, we are discussing business ideas.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe when we talk one-on-one, I will ask my questions. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. So yeah, so that is it. Like I said, please, we're going to share in the group. These are the 5 assignments. You have to let us know. We don't need the numbers. We just want to know, have you done the task? Balance sheet, number, positive, negative, income statement, positive, negative. Then we can, if it's positive, I need to know the percentage. Okay, so like I said, this is recorded. I will share it. If it's positive, I need to know the percentage of your income is disposable. Okay, so if let's say your income is 2,000, your expense is 1,800. Okay, so it means 200 over that 2,000 times 100. That's basically, you need to give me a percentage. What is the percentage of your income that is disposable, right? Then you can then apportion. That's where you can apportion grocery. Don't just buy grocery because you need to buy grocery. That's not how it works. I notice a lot of us are broke because of grocery shopping. A lot of us are broke because of it. You don't buy grocery just because I need to buy grocery. You buy grocery because you've removed your fixed expense from your income, and then whatever is left, you apportion a part of it will then go to grocery. That's why I said it's not everybody that should buy things in bulk. Some of us, based on our income and expense ratio, should just buy things that we need for the next 2 weeks till the next pay comes, because you're working on that budget on a percentage. You get me? So that thing, I'm big on it, because that's where a lot of us are leaking money. Like the money is actually leaking. Okay, so it's not like we are broke or we don't have a lot of money, but it goes there because we're not controlling it and we're not tracking it, right? Then another thing that leaks income is subscriptions. So your subscriptions are not fixed income. They are not cast in stone. That you are paying something, I will call out someone now, but I won't call her name. You are paying for gym membership. You've not gone to the gym and you are still paying because you say it's a monthly subscription. Says who? Like, where is this said that you must be paying it because it's a monthly thing? No, you cut it off from the second day if you're not going to go. You cut it off immediately, right? So there are some subscriptions that you need to. I did not call you. Now are you exposing yourself, madam? I did not call you. So there are some subscriptions that you shouldn't, it shouldn't even be there for whatever reason, right? So you need to check those ones. Those are not part of your fixed expense. They are not. The only fixed expense you have is your accommodation. Even that one can still be reviewed. Because if you're not earning a lot, you shouldn't be paying rent, high rent. Now look for where you can, or you make more money, period. That's one thing I always say. Don't focus on, I must cut. Just make more money. But you need to have that number so you can know what to do to make more money. I really don't want any lady in this group. Like, we shouldn't be in that broke state. We should have ups and downs, but we shouldn't be identified as broke or people who don't have money to enjoy themselves. And that is really the plan for this makeover program. We want your bank account to experience a makeover, right? You should be able to save confidently. You should be able to invest confidently. And that happens when your books are in order. Okay? So any other question, comments, if you need clarification, please let me know. If there is none, then we just move our talk into the group and then we see next time. Today is Tuesday. Who knows, we can do it every Tuesday, or, I will just post the available times and we can decide. So it's going to be weekly. This week is clarity and awareness. By the end of this week, you have to be super clear on where you are. You have to be super clear on where your numbers are. So our next call, we'll talk about money habits. And these are money habits that we have to start practicing. It is not theory. It is like practical. That's where my challenge will come in. I don't want that you're just listening and you're not taking action. Yeah, I'll fine you. There'll be fines if you are not part of the challenge, okay? So next week, we'll talk about money habits and then we start practicing it. And that's why it follows like that as a flow. By the third week, we can talk about identifying your rich life so you can budget for your rich life. Okay, once you identify your rich life, then you can do the payday routine where you are budgeting accordingly. So that's how everything is going to flow till the end of our program. And by the end of our program, I want us to be like good to go. 6 figures income is absolutely possible for all of us. We just need to give ourselves permission to get it. Let's give ourselves the permission to earn it. So let's not be the ones to bring ourselves down by the things we say or the things we think about. Let it not be from us. All right. So every day tell yourself, I give myself permission to succeed. I give myself the permission to earn that 6 figures, because you need to give yourself that permission, or else your brain, your body will do everything to sabotage it. So keep being kind to yourself and just be telling yourself that, see, we can make it. You and I, look into the mirror and say, you and I, we can do this. You and I, we can do this. So even when it tries to say, but I don't like talking, you just say, stop. I learned this thing somewhere. I'm just rounding up. If you want to, we're actually done officially. I'm just sharing this. It's called pattern interrupt. Yeah, you need to learn how to interrupt a certain pattern that goes in your head. So once you're about to say, I don't know how to, just say it out. Even if you're in public, they will look at it and say, what's wrong with this one? But you have to say, stop. If you say stop, that thought pattern will not continue. It will be interrupted. But if you allow it to get to the end of, I don't know how to do that, I don't know how to do that, it is not my thing, then your body will just be believing it. Your body will be believing it. But if you say stop, so any of you that comes to me to say anything negative, just know that that's what I'm going to tell you. So don't feel embarrassed when you hear me say stop. I'll just say stop it right there. All right, I don't think there's any other questions or comments or concerns. So I guess it was super clear. Did you get value? Please type in the comment if you got value. Just say I got value. So I know I'm talking to people and I'm not talking to myself. So if you got value, please type in the comment and say I got value from today. And you are committed. You are committed to doing those numbers. Thank you, Joy. You're committed to doing the numbers. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we're doing that numbers this week. So if you have any questions on coming up with your numbers, I would send some tools as well that you can use. You can use Excel. If you don't want to write it in your book, I'm just like a book girl. I don't know, maybe I'm too old for tech. Stop. I'm not too old for tech, but I love my books. I love writing in my books. But if you like, if you're an Excel sheet kind of girl, you can put yours in Excel sheets so it makes better sense. Okay. So that is it, and have an amazing evening and see you in our chat room. Okay. Let me stop recording. My pleasure, Jackie. You're welcome, Erica. You're welcome, Joy.